In 1626, there was a plot to kill Cardinal Richelieu and overthrow King Louis XIII. The conspiracy was led by Henri de Talleyrand-Périgord, Count of Chalais, and involved several high-ranking nobles. The plot was discovered and the conspirators were arrested. The Count of Chalais was executed and the other conspirators were punished. Cardinal Richelieu was a powerful and influential figure at the French court. He served as the chief minister to King Louis XIII from 1624 until his death in 1642. Richelieu was known for his efforts to strengthen the monarchy and centralize power in France. However, his policies and actions made him many enemies among the nobility and other factions at court. The Chalais Conspiracy was one of the most significant plots against Richelieu. Henri de Talleyrand-Périgord, Count of Chalais, was a high-ranking noble who opposed Richelieu's influence over the king. Chalais and his supporters believed that Richelieu's policies were harmful to the kingdom and that he needed to be removed from power. The conspirators planned to assassinate Richelieu and overthrow King Louis XIII. They believed that by removing Richelieu, they could weaken the king's power and gain more influence at court. The plot involved several high-ranking nobles, including the Duke of Orléans, who was the king's brother. However, the plot was discovered before it could be carried out. Richelieu's network of spies and informants alerted to the conspiracy, and he took swift action to protect himself and the king. The conspirators were arrested, and the Count of Chalais was executed. The other conspirators were punished, but their lives were spared. The failure of the Chalais conspiracy demonstrated Richelieu's political skill and ability to maintain his position despite opposition. It also showed the lengths to which courtiers would go to gain power and influence at the French court. The plot highlighted the intense power struggles and intrigues that characterized the French court during this period. Richelieu continued to serve as chief minister until his death in 1642. During his time in power, he implemented many policies that strengthened the monarchy and centralized power in France. He also played a key role in foreign policy, working to increase France's influence in Europe. The Chalais Conspiracy is just one example of the many political intrigues and plots that characterized the French court. Courtiers often schemed to gain power or eliminate their enemies. These plots highlight the intense power struggles and intrigues that were common at the time. Here are some additional interesting details about the Chalais Conspiracy. The role of the Queen Mother. Marie de Médicis, the Queen Mother, was a significant figure in the political landscape of the time. She initially supported Richelieu, but later turned against him, which added another layer of complexity to the court's power struggles. The Duke of Buckingham's involvement. The English Duke of Buckingham was also implicated in the conspiracy. He had his own reasons for wanting to weaken Richelieu's influence, as France and England were often at odds during this period. The execution of Chalais. The Count of Chalais was executed by beheading, a fate that was considered both a punishment and a warning to others who might plot against the crown. His execution was a public spectacle, meant to demonstrate the consequences of treason. Richelieu's network of spies. Richelieu's ability to uncover the plot was largely due to his extensive network of spies and informants. He was known for his intelligence-gathering capabilities, which helped him stay one step ahead of his enemies. The aftermath for the conspirators. While the Count of Chalais was executed, other conspirators faced various punishments. Some were imprisoned, while others were exiled or stripped of their titles and lands. The severity of the punishments varied, but they all served to reinforce Richelieu's power. Richelieu's legacy. Despite the numerous plots against him, Richelieu's policies ultimately strengthened the French monarchy. He centralized power, reduced the influence of the nobility, and laid the groundwork for the absolute monarchy that would characterize France under Louis XIV. Cultural impact. The Chalais Conspiracy and other similar plots have been depicted in various works of literature and film, highlighting the enduring fascination with this tumultuous period in French history.